Hi, welcome back. Today in this session we are going to see input function. Okay, so how we are going to take the data from the keyboard and we use in our program. Second thing is we are going to see comment. Okay, so comment in the single line comment and multi-line comment. Fine. So let us start with the session. So to go to the Jupyter notebook, we will go for the command prompt. Type command prompt in the search bar or CMD. Go to the command prompt. Fine. So in this command prompt, you type here Jupyter notebook. So Jupyter notebook. So we got our Jupyter notebook in the browser. So go to the new Python 3. Okay. So here we are going to see addition of two numbers. Okay, so how we are going to add two numbers in this? So let us add two numbers. Fine. A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20. Okay, then C is equal to A plus B. C is equal to A plus B. So we are going to print this. Okay, so print C is equal to the value of C. Fine. So let us print this and check whether everything is okay. C is equal to 30. Fine. So this is addition of two numbers. Now let us say I want to add a comment. What do you mean by comment? The text that is not going to be executed. See, these things will be executed by the Python. Okay, 10 it will assign, 20 will assign. We want some text. It will be as a document. It should not be executed. So for that we have a single line comment. So in this, let us say that will start with hash. Okay, so let us write addition of two numbers. This is a program for addition of two numbers. Addition of two numbers. Fine. So I'll write P capital here. Okay, program for addition of two numbers. Let us run this. Now you can see this code, this particular line will not have any effect on output. Okay, that will not be executed at all. So why? Why? Because this is a comment. The comment is a type of document that we are including in our code. We can use any language here. Let us say we are using a normal English language for this. This we call it as a comment. Okay, this is a single line comment. Let us say I want to have a multiple line comment. There are two ways for this. Let us say here, I will say here, one hash. This program is done by Rizwan. Okay, fine. This is mine. So let us write the same. Let us say on this particular date. Let us say 16. Date. Today's date is 16/05/2020. Fine. Now this is a single line. Each line we need to give hash. Fine. Let us say we have multiple lines and we cannot able to give hashes. I don't want to give hash. So in that scenario, let us write the same program here. I'll write here. So let us run this first, okay? And you can see there is no effect. This particular code does not have any effect on the output. So let us write the same thing here down, okay? Or I will do one thing. I'll copy this. I will go to the Jupyter notebook. I'll create a new Python 3 and I will copy paste this. So what I will do is I will remove all these things. Hash. If I remove hash, if I run, it will say error. Why? Because we have not said it is a comment. Earlier program, you can see here, we said hash. So it will identify as a comment. Now we have removed that one. So what I will do is I will say here 3 double quotes for multi-line comments. Okay. So down I can write here, I can end it here, 3 double quotes. Okay. Now you can see whatever I write here in these 3 double quotes, it will treat as a comment. So run this and see this particular code does not have any effect. So there are two ways you can give it. So one way is single line comment by using hash. Okay. The other way is you can say double quotes, three double quotes, and it ends with three double quotes. So whatever there in between, it will be a comment that will not be executed by the Python. Fine. Okay, we are going to open a new page now. Okay, so in this we are going to see the input function. So before we start with the input function, so let us take an example wherein a is equal to 10. Okay, so let us print this a, print a, print a. Now run this one. Now every time we run this, it will be a 10 only. Okay. Now the thing here is, this is at design time only the value we are giving, not at the run time. Okay. What does this mean? I will tell you. Let us say 20. Now if I run this one, 20. Each time I run, it will be 20 only. Okay. It will not accept the value. Okay. Now let us change this to a input function. I will explain this, what I mean at runtime giving the value. So what is the meaning of runtime? So input, enter a, enter the value for a, enter the value for a. Fine. So in this, let us run this and I'll show you what it means. So run this. Now it is asking before, now it is not displaying any value. So it is telling enter the value for a. Here it's the same whatever I have given here. So same thing it is displaying, and a text box has come. So in this it is asking the value. So whatever I enter, that will be assigned to a. So let us enter 100. Now 100, then press enter. Okay, press enter in here. So I will enter here, and you can see that 100 will be assigned here to a, and that it will print a. The value of a is 100. So now let us run again, run it. So now it will not display 100. It will ask new value. Okay, it will ask us to new value to enter from the keyboard. Now let us say 99. Now if I enter, it will display 99. Fine. Now again if I run it, okay, it will, let us say 78. I will enter. Now it will say 78. So this is an input function wherein it will accept the value from the user at runtime. Okay. Design time is this one. So b is equal to 30. Okay. So let us print this, print b. Okay. Now each time I run it, okay, let us run 30 only, 30 only. Again, click the cursor here, run 30 only. So what is happening? The difference between these two is at runtime we can ask the value. What is the value for it? We run at each time. So it's going to ask the value. So here it's not like that. It is fixed. The value is fixed. The value of b is 30 is fixed. So it's not going to ask. We can change here in the code. Okay. We can change in this code and we can run. But there is a difference is there. Okay. Now let us, if I run this one, it will now it will be 40. Okay. Now let us design a program, simple program. I will take a new one. Okay. Before we proceed further, so I will show you some interesting thing here. A is equal to 10. Okay. So a is equal to 10. B is equal to 20. C is equal to a plus b. Okay. So let us print this, print c. C is equal to, so we have already seen this. Okay. C is equal to c. So let us run this. Okay. Run, and it will say this. Now same thing, I'll copy paste here. Now I will take another new one, x equal to 10. Okay. X equal to 10 in double quotes. Okay. Y is equal to 20. Okay. In double quotes. Fine. Now z is equal to x plus y. Okay. Then print z. What do you think? What will happen? We have seen this. Okay. So this 10 and 20 is string. It's not integer. These are the integer. 10 is a is integer, b is integer. Here xy is a string. Now if we run this, okay, it's going to display 1020, not 30. Why? Because 10, 20, it will merge, join. 10 and 20 will be joined. It will be 1020. Okay. X is 10, y is 20. Okay, the value 10, 20. It will display 10, 20. Z contains 10, 20, not 30. It's not going to add. It will concatenate or it will merge. It will just join the two strings. Okay. These are the string variables x, y. This is the integer variable. Okay. Now let us see the scenario wherein Let us take some variable m is equal to 10, fine, m is equal to 10, then n is equal to 20, n is equal to 20. Let us take some variable called z, z is equal to, not z, let us take q is equal to m plus n, m plus n, okay, q is equal to m plus n. So print q, print q. So let us print this q and see what will happen. It is showing error. Why? Because q is what type? M is string type, n is integer type. When you add up these two, it will get confused what to do. Okay, can only concatenate string, not integer. So either you should give both string or you should give integer. So what I will do here is, so to change to integer, now because I need to add up, I don't want to concat, I want to add up. Since m is a string here, this is an integer. Now I will change this to integer. How to change to integer? To change to integer, I'll say here like this. What it does is, it will take this 10 double quote, it will remove the double quote and it will assign to m. Now m will be converted, m will be integer. So it will convert this string 10, 10, double quote, it will remove those double quote, it will convert to string, convert to integer and it will place it in m. So m is also integer, n is also integer. If you add up, there will be no problem. Let us run this one now and you can see 30. Okay, q is equal to 30. So what is the problem here? So the problem is we cannot add up string and integer together. Okay, either it should be an integer, both should be integer. Okay, or both should be string. It will concatenate. String means it will concatenate. Integer means it will add up. Whereas if we give integer plus string, it will say error. Okay, so both should be integer or both should be string. Now that's why we are converting to integer before we add up. We are converting this string 10 to integer 10. So it will be 30. Okay, it is not 102. It is not 1020. Now with this thing, let us go and create a new file. Okay, new Python Jupyter notebook page. So let us take addition of two numbers. Okay, a is equal to 10. So I'll just copy this. Already I have this here. I'll copy this. Okay, copy this. We'll build up the program, one program. Now I will just remove this and I will say here, input, enter a, enter the value for a, okay. Now it will say error. Okay, it will say error. Let us first run this and I will show you what is it. See, whenever we are taking the value, we will give to a, that will be a string. It is not integer. Fine. So the input, whenever it takes the value, it is a string, not the integer. Let us run this. I will tell you what is this. So let us 10, I will give here 10. Okay, I will enter. So it will say error. Why? Because c is equal to, see this error is telling here this side. Because a will be a string, b will be a integer. Fine. That's why it will say error. So b is integer and a is string. So we need to convert this to a integer. Fine. So how to convert that? So I will say here int of the entire thing. So let us run this one now again. Now it is asking, I will give 10 and I will enter. And you can see c equal to 30. Now I will click, I will run it. Now see the whole thing will be replaced. I will explain. Let us run this. Okay. Let us say I will give 100. Okay. Now the 100 will be in double quotes. It's a string. The whole thing will be replaced by 100. Okay. It will replace by 100. So what it happens is, it will say here, I will write the comment here. Okay. I will take a notepad, okay, to explain this. So what happens is, just copy this. Okay, I'll copy this, the notepad. Fine. Okay, I'll paste here. Fine. Now this is the thing. Now 100 I'm giving, the entire this one, okay, will be replaced by 100. Okay, it will take like this, we'll paste here, this everything it will remove and it will keep it 100 in double quotes, okay, double quotes here and here, okay, this one, fine. When we press enter, the entire thing, this one will be replaced by 100 double quotes. Then it will convert this to an integer 100. That means a will be 100 now. After this, what will happen is a equal to 100. Okay. Now it's going to add up. A is 100, B is 20, 100 plus 20, that will be 120. Fine. Now A and B both will be integer. Fine. So let us run this. Okay. Press enter and you can see C equal to 120. Fine. Now if we remove this int, it will not work it out. Fine. Now this is what addition of, so I have to say here addition of two numbers. Okay. Addition of two numbers. Okay. Let us say, I will say here, I am using the comment now. Okay. Addition of two numbers. We are using input function. We are using input function. Okay. So similarly, I can write here on this date, particular date, it has been created. Let us say 16/05/2020. Okay. Now, what I will do is this also is okay. Fine. It will work it out. If I want, I can remove this and I can give multi-line comment. Okay. I can give multi-line comment. So how I can give multi-line comment? I'll tell you. That we have seen. Fine. So what I will do is I will go here. I'll give 3 double quotes. Fine. And I will write here 3 double quotes. Okay. So I'll remove these things. Okay. Now whatever is there in this thing will be considered as a comment. Now run this. Okay. Now run this. I will give here 45. Enter. You should enter, not run now. Okay. Enter, and you can see C is equal to 65. Fine. So in this way, we can able to add two numbers. Before that, we are converting to a integer. Now let us take the same way. I don't want to give 20. I'll just copy this here. Okay. Copy here. Now here I will say input, enter the value for B. Okay. Now both we are asking. We are asking A value also and B value also. We are converting to integer. Fine. Let us run this. Now it is asking the value for A. Let us say 100. Okay. I'll press enter. Please press enter. Okay. Now it will ask the value for B. Now we have given 100 in double quotes. It has converted to integer. Okay. And it has stored in A. Now we are giving 200. It's a string. Whatever the value we are giving for B, it will be, now we are giving the text box, it is 200 with double quotes. The integer will remove the double quotes and it will give it to B. So it will change to integer. Now let us run this. Enter, press enter. Now you can see C equal to 300. Fine. So in this way, at runtime, we can ask the user to enter the value for both A and B.